Do you really think you need to decode 1,000 hidden signals just to figure out if she's into you? Do you believe attraction hides in texts, mixed messages, or some vague vibes that might probably eventually mean something? The truth is simpler and sharper than all that. Real attraction announces itself the instant she sees you. In the greeting, in those first 3 seconds, before either of you even says a word. Most men completely miss it because they've been trained to hunt for complexity, when the answer is right in front of them, written across her face, her body, and her energy. Listen, a woman who's crazy about you doesn't greet you like a coworker. She doesn't nod politely from across the room. She doesn't give you the same casual wave she'd give the mailman. When she's genuinely attracted, when her interest is real and unguarded, the way she greets you changes. It becomes warmer, more alive, almost electric. And if you don't know what to look for, you'll walk right past women who are screaming their interest without ever opening their mouth. Here's what actually happens. When a woman sees a man she's drawn to, her body moves before her mind catches up. She doesn't glow in some fairy tale way. She lights up biologically, primally, in a way that's impossible to fake. Her face softens, her eyes widen just a fraction. She smiles, and it's not the customer service smile she flashes at strangers. It's the one that reaches her eyes, lingers half a second too long, and carries a warmth you can feel across the room. Her body turns fully toward you, shoulders square, no half turn or glance over the shoulder. She stops what she's doing and gives you her full attention. That's the first signal, presence. In that split second you enter her field of vision, she makes space for you in her world. And if you're paying attention, if you're not trapped in your head wondering what to say or whether you're good enough, you'll see it. You'll feel it. Because real attraction doesn't hide. It can't. It spills out in the way she holds your gaze a beat longer than necessary, in how her voice softens, turns a little playful, a little more engaged, in the unconscious way she touches her hair or neck, adjusts her posture. These aren't tricks, they're not games. This is what happens when a woman sees a man she wants to get closer to. But this is exactly where most men lose the thread. They spot the signs and immediately doubt them. They second-guess everything. Maybe she's just being nice. Maybe she's like this with everyone. That doubt, that hesitation, that refusal to trust what's staring you in the face, that's what kills the moment. Because attraction is a conversation. It's a call and a response. When she greets you with warmth, openness, and real interest, she's not just saying hi. She's throwing out an invitation. She's saying, I see you. I'm here. Come forward. And if you freeze, shrink, deflect with a joke, or pretend you didn't notice, you're telling her you're not the man she thought you were. Let's be clear. Not every smile means she wants to marry you. Not every friendly hello is a green light. But I'm telling you this. When a woman consistently greets you with energy, with attention, with that unmistakable shift in her vibe, she's showing you something real. And your job isn't to overanalyze it to death. Your job is to match it, to be present, to meet her energy with yours. Before we go deeper, do yourself a favor. Subscribe right now. Not because I need the numbers, but because you need these reminders. You need someone to hit you with the truth when the rest of the world feeds you confusion, overanalysis, and passive strategies that keep you on the sidelines. Hit that button, stay locked in. You'll thank yourself later. Now let's break down what this greeting actually looks like in the real world. You walk into a room, she sees you. Instantly, her expression shifts. Maybe she was neutral, distracted, focused elsewhere. But the second you enter her line of sight, there's a flip. Her face opens. Her body reorients. She doesn't just glance and go back to what she was doing. She pauses the moment. She might say your name with a little extra warmth. She might walk toward you instead of waiting for you to come to her. She might touch your arm while saying hello. A brief, familiar, comfortable, intentional touch. Touch means everything. It's a signal she feels safe with you, attracted to you, comfortable closing the distance. And here's the detail most men miss. The greeting lingers. It's not rushed. She doesn't say hi and immediately turn to someone else, her phone, or her next task. She stays in the interaction. She asks how you are, and actually waits for the answer. She laughs a little more easily. She leans in. Her body language is open, undefended, arms uncrossed, posture relaxed. She's not building barriers, she's removing them. That's what attraction looks like. It's the opposite of defensive, it's the opposite of distant. It's warm, immediate, undeniable. Now compare that to a woman who isn't interested. The greeting is polite, functional. She might smile, but it's surface level. She might say hi, but her body is already turning away. Her attention is split. She scans the room, checks her phone, engages someone else. No warmth, no lingering, no invitation. And that's fine. It's her right. But the difference is night and day. If you've ever experienced both, you know exactly what I mean. You feel it in your gut. One greeting makes you feel seen. The other makes you feel like an afterthought. So why do so many men miss this? Why do they walk past women practically waving interest flags, only to obsess over women who barely notice them? Because they've been conditioned to believe attraction is supposed to be hard. That if it's not confusing, it's not real. That the women worth having are the ones you have to chase, decode, and convince. And that conditioning kills your ability to recognize genuine interest when it's standing right in front of you. Smiling, saying your name, touching your arm, giving you every green light possible. Here's the brutal truth. You ignore women who show up for you because you don't believe you deserve someone showing up for you. You reject the easy connection because you've been taught that easy means less value, so you chase chaos. You chase the woman who blows hot and cold, who keeps you guessing, who makes you work for scraps of attention, and you call it passion, you call it chemistry, but it's not. It's anxiety. It's insecurity dressed up as desire. And it costs you real connections with women who actually want you, who are ready to meet you halfway. Let me paint the picture of the man who gets it right. He walks into a room and he can read the signals, not because he studied a pickup manual, not because he's obsessed with body language charts, but because he's grounded. He's present. He's not in his head. When a woman lights up seeing him, he notices. When she greets him with warmth and openness, he doesn't shrink. He doesn't deflect. He doesn't crack a joke to ease his own discomfort. He matches her energy. He holds her gaze. He smiles back. He steps into the moment instead of running from it. He doesn't need to decode anything because he trusts himself to handle what comes next. He's not guessing if she likes him. He's engaging with the reality she's showing. Interest. And he's interested too. So he moves forward. Simple, clean, confident. This man doesn't chase anyone. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't manufacture connection where none exists. But when a woman shows up for him, when she greets him with that undeniable warmth, he recognizes it, honors it, reciprocates. And that reciprocity, that willingness to meet her energy without hesitation or games, is what turns a moment into something more. It's what turns attraction into connection. It's what separates the men who get it from the ones who spend their whole lives wondering why nothing ever clicks. Now let's get practical. Here's exactly what you do when a woman greets you like that. First, acknowledge it. Don't pretend it's not happening. Don't brush it off. Look her in the eyes and smile, a real smile, not a nervous half smile, not a grimace. Authentic, warm, confident. Say her name, make her feel seen the same way she just made you feel seen. That's the foundation, presence for presence, energy for energy. Second, engage. Don't just say hey and walk away. Stay in the conversation. Ask a question. Make a comment. Create a moment. It doesn't need to be profound. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. How are you? I was just thinking about you the other day. You look great. Simple, direct, honest. No games, no script. Just human-to-human interaction. Third, escalate. Not aggressively, not desperately, but naturally. If the conversation flows, keep it going. Suggest grabbing coffee. Make plans. Move to the next step. Because here's the thing. An incredible greeting is an opening, but it's only an opening. You still have to walk through the door. You still have to show her you're the kind of man who sees an opportunity and takes it, who doesn't wait for perfect conditions or absolute certainty, who advances with intention and confidence. Fourth, and this is critical, stop doubting yourself. Once you've recognized the signs, once you've engaged, once you've taken that step forward, don't fall into the doubt spiral. Don't spend the next 3 days replaying the interaction, wondering if you misread everything. Trust your gut. Trust the signals. Trust that if she showed up for you in that moment, she meant it. and keep showing up for yourself. Because here's what most men don't get. Women aren't trying to confuse you. They're not sitting around plotting ways to send mixed messages. When a woman is interested, she shows it. When she isn't, she shows that too. The confusion doesn't come from her. It comes from you, from your fear, from your insecurity, from your refusal to believe someone could actually want you without you having to perform, prove, or chase. And that refusal is the real problem. Not her, not the signals, you. Let me tell you what happens when you start trusting the signals, when you start recognizing genuine interest and meeting it with confidence. You stop wasting time on women who aren't emotionally available, or available at all. You stop chasing validation from people who were never going to give it. You stop confusing anxiety with attraction, and you start building real connections with women who actually want you, who are excited to meet you halfway. Your dating life stops feeling like a puzzle and starts feeling like a conversation, a back and forth, a mutual recognition. And that shift changes everything. But it only works if you show up, if you stop hiding behind doubt, overanalysis, and fear. If you start trusting yourself to read the room, to recognize interest, to take the next step. Because the woman who greets you with that kind of warmth, that kind of presence, that undeniable energy, she's not doing it by accident. She's doing it because she sees something in you, and your job is to see it in yourself too. Now let's talk about what this looks like over time. Because an incredible greeting isn't a one-off event. It's a pattern. If a woman consistently greets you with warmth, if she lights up every time she sees you, if her energy shifts in your presence, that's not coincidence. That's attraction. That's interest. That's a woman signaling in every way possible, without being explicit, that she wants you to notice, to step up, to make a move. And this is where so many men drop the ball. They see the pattern, but they don't act. They collect the signals like souvenirs. They bask in the attention. They enjoy the validation. But they never escalate. They never take the risk. They never turn the moment into something more. And eventually, she moves on. Not because she lost interest, but because you never showed her you were interested enough to do anything about it. You never stepped up. You never matched her energy with action. And she got tired of waiting. Listen carefully. A woman who greets you with warmth and genuine interest is giving you a gift. She's dropping her guard. She's making herself vulnerable. She's signaling availability, openness, desire. And if you ignore it, if you take it for granted, if you assume it'll always be there, you'll lose it. Because women don't wait forever. They don't keep showing up for men who refuse to show up for them. They move forward. They find someone who recognizes what they're offering and has the courage to take it. So here's what you do. Stop waiting for perfect certainty. Stop needing a written invitation. Stop convincing yourself maybe she's just friendly, or maybe she's like this with everyone. Trust the pattern, trust the warmth, trust the signals, and act. Invite her out, make plans, escalate the connection. Show her through your actions that you see what she's doing, and you're doing it too. That you're not a passive observer in your own life. That you're a man who recognizes an opportunity and engages with it. And if you're wrong, if you misread the signals, then you're wrong. So what? You took your shot. You showed courage. You put yourself out there. Even if it doesn't land, even if she wasn't as interested as you thought, you learned something. You practiced. You got a little braver. You got closer to the man you're trying to become. That's not failure. That's growth. But most of the time, you're not wrong. Most of the time, when a woman greets you with warmth, presence, and genuine interest, she means it. And when you step up, when you match her energy, when you take the next step, she'll meet you there. Because that's what she was hoping for. That's why she showed up for you. She was waiting for you to see it, to recognize it, to do something about it. So do something. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for absolute certainty. Stop waiting for someone to hand you a manual. You already have everything you need right now. You have the ability to read the signals. You have the courage to act. You have the presence to show up. All you have to do is trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that when a woman shows you sincere interest, it's real and it's worth pursuing. Let me show you what your life looks like when you get this right. You walk into a room and you're not anxious. You're not in your head. You're present. You notice the woman who lights up when she sees you. You notice the warmth in her greeting. And instead of doubting it, instead of questioning it, you receive it. You smile, you engage, you escalate, and something happens. A conversation, a connection, a date, a relationship, all because you had the courage to recognize interest and meet it head on. That's the life you build. That's the man you become. Not perfect, not flawless, but present, confident, courageous, real. And that man, the one who sees a woman's interest and steps forward to meet it, doesn't struggle. He doesn't chase. He doesn't beg. He connects. He builds. He creates. And he does it all by trusting himself and honoring the signals he receives. You are that man. You've always been that man. You just needed permission to believe it. Well, here's your permission. You are enough. You are ready. You are capable. The woman who greets you with warmth and interest, she sees it too. Now it's time for you to see it in yourself. So here's your homework. Starting today, pay attention. Notice how women greet you. Recognize the warmth when it's there and respond, not with hesitation, not with doubt, but with presence, with confidence, with action. Match her energy. Escalate. Take the shot. See what happens. Because here's the final truth. You are the answer, not a technique, not a script, not a magic formula. You, present, confident, courageous, real, that's what she's looking for. That's why she greets you like that. That's what she's been waiting for. And it's time to give it to her. Now, if this hit you where you needed it, if you felt the truth in these words, do yourself a favor and subscribe, because you're going to need more of this. More truth, more clarity, more reminders that you are capable, ready, and enough. Hit that button. Stay connected. Keep showing up. You're not alone in this. You're part of a community of men who are done waiting, done doubting, done settling for scraps. Men who step up, who choose courage over comfort, who build the life they actually want. And you're one of them now. Yeah.